All right, we are live, and I'm excited because I just came back from Los Angeles, from the Los Angeles Auto Show. If you guys seen my video that I posted, yesterday, last night, you've seen kind of a preview of some of it. I will post a more in-depth video on Thursday because there's like way more things that happened there that I could fit into my video because the main topic was really President Biden talking about GMs not being Tesla at the same time, GM not bringing a single electric vehicle to Los Angeles Auto Show, which is crazy. I mean, they had one of the biggest displays, if not the biggest display, at the Los Angeles Auto Show, and they even had like separate gas engines on little displays, but didn't bother bringing in not the Bolt, not the Lyric, not the Hummer EV, none of that stuff, right? Which is telling. And while the president is talking about how GM is the leader in electric cars, just the whole thing was kind of funny, and that's what the majority of the video was about. But so I only had 3 or 4 minutes to kind of tell you what happened at the LA Auto Show, including me hosting hosting the Zivas, which was really 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 cool. Definitely something that something for the books. But we're gonna bring in all of you guys. Let's see, where's the chat? Here's the chat. And we are going to talk about what happened at the LA Auto Show. Anything else you want to talk about? There's plenty this week because there were other unveilings, and also there's also that you already said also, right? But the high voltage experience, that's the thing that I also maybe didn't talk about as much. So let's get going, and we're going to start right now. All right, welcome to E4 Electric. If you guys haven't subscribed to this channel, it would be kind of weird because this live stream is really for subscribers. But if you haven't, click on that subscribe button and the bell notification icon. This is what it looks like. There you go. And if you're just watching the live chat right now, just click on that like button. I don't know if it does anything anymore, but So let's talk about the Los Angeles Auto Show. And of course, I want to hear some of the questions. Of course, super chats and premium members will be given the priority. Okay, by the way, please I'm already seeing like, I don't want to hear about your views on politics. I'm not telling you, mine. I'm just telling you what's happening. Enough of let's go Brandon BS. This is not a political show, and this is definitely not a Twitter account where you can just throw mud at the other side. I don't tolerate any of that. So you're probably going to be most likely just kicked out of the chat. Okay. All right. So with that said, and I lost my slipper. Jesus. While I was, I need my slippers to keep my feet warm because I try to make it as cool as possible in my studio because otherwise I start sweating with the lights and stuff. All right. I see a lot of regulars. I see Nigel and a few other ones. William from Dallas. Well, and there's a good comment from Martin, says politicians have never been the best source of credible information, but a lot of people don't know that. That's my biggest thing is when president, whether it's Trump or Biden or whatever, whenever they're talking, especially to their supporters believe that. That's my problem. Brian asks, Alex, what did you find the most interesting at the auto show? You know what? I mean, GM not having a single EV was interesting. VinFast, this company that none of us heard of, this Vietnamese company that's backed by this gigantic investment firm that started as an instant noodle business, which I love that story, presenting their cars, and it looks like they're just going to go full force and just bring the cars to market. The absence of bigger manufacturers like Mercedes and Audi and BMW, that was kind of weird. They can use some help, I think, especially in the electric car kind of universe. A lot of my time was consumed by hosting the awards and hanging out with Sandy Monroe because you see me talking to him, and we do hang out on Zoom after we do our tapings, but the in person is a whole different story. I did have dinner with them a few months ago in San Jose, but this gave me a chance to spend really good quality time with Sandy and Corey. So that was a blast. So, but yeah, it's Yeah, there were a few interesting things. Nothing mind blowing, I would say, but a lot of interesting things. No, no, shy, no Hummer EV. I mean, nothing. And in my and if you saw my Sunday video, the point I was making is that Hummer EV had a humongous five different Hummer display, all electric at SEMA, where nobody expects anybody bring electric vehicles, and GM did that. But at LA Auto Show, after they're taunting all of us how great they're going to be, all these electric cars, how are they going to be, 30 models by 2023? President is, talking about them, and yet no evidence of that. So that's very disappointing. Edward says you should want to talk about politics before it's too late. Their policies are as clear as night and day. Um, No, I don't know if their policies sometimes are clear as night and day, especially in electric cars. Um, Bruce asks, did you get a chance to drive the Solo? What was your impression? I did get a chance to drive a Solo, even though it's. Uh, so, yeah, that wasn't good. Okay, let me reverse that. It's underpowered, little three-wheeled, glamorized bicycle essentially, or moped, which is fine. Like, I think they can be useful for people who, for example, do deliveries or just want to zip through the city like New York or San Francisco, where it's much easier in those little, I mean, easier to park, easier to everything. But it's underwhelming in every single way. I mean, it's underpowered. If anything you expect from an electric vehicle is the Zoom, even my ID4, that's one of the most underpowered EVs out there, has good power, and they didn't. I also am disappointed that they bring this kind of one type of a solo version of the prototype to the shows, and then it's a different one that you actually get when you buy it with a like little light in the middle. It looks like a cyclops. It's just weird. So now I might praise this car a little bit if it was priced under $10,000. That would be a fair price. I can see that. I'm not a citizen of New York or San Francisco. People can totally be into it, but it's 27,000, and there are no incentives, at least right now, to buy that car. So it's an overpriced. I was disappointed. I was definitely disappointed. Jeff asks is if Aptera was there. No, they weren't, and they're neighbors. You know they could have, they should have. I definitely would have preferred to see them. I've tried several times to actually um, try to go and do a test drive, but here how things work in this industry, right? We journalists never spend our money going somewhere flying to cover the story. It's never worth it. The amount of money that you spend on travel is just never going to be coming back to you. And if you're running it as a business, that's important, right? So usually brands will fly you out. And Aptera they just don't have a budget, at least not for me. And so I didn't get to drive them. Let's see. Mock E vlog. I met both of you guys. They were awesome. Thanks for coming up to me after. I think it was after the Zivas, right? After the Zivas. Uh, and sorry, I had so little time because I had so many other things to do right after. But it was still nice meeting you guys. Definitely, you seemed excited about the show. Let me know what you thought about it. But anyway, and let me. Look, it's a husband and wife duo, so let me know who's actually typing in. Or do you think Fisker will actually produce the Ocean next year? There are a lot of skeptics. Yeah, there were a lot of skeptics, but at this point, don't forget the car is being made by Magna, and Magna is huge. I mean, they make I-Pace, cars, and many other, a lot of cars that and you think it's being made by a manufacturer, it's actually made by Magna. So if Magna says it's next year, I believe it. They might miss by a few months, just like everybody else. So they know they're promising it at the end of next year. Is it possible it's going to be in the beginning of 2023? Yes, it's possible, but at the same time, to me, I believe it's happening. Nothing is for sure, but it does look legit at this point. And I talked to Henrik. I did ask him the difficult question, which I will include in in a Thursday recap, basically like, well, how come you first said MAB from Volkswagen and you switched to Magna? Like, why? So I'll tell you what that answer is. I mean, you can just hear it from the horse's mouth. Right. Let's see. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I see the reply. Okay, so Brian says, Alex, Sandy Monroe, isn't it funny that such an old fossil loves EVs? Yes, I mean it's well, but he's an educated old fossil, right? Sandy is awesome and a complete encyclopedia. How did the live chat go, and when will we see it? So by the way, guys, I don't know if you know, we don't agree on a lot of stuff, me and Sandy. Like, but it's because he is looking at things from the perspective of like what's the best engineering, and I'm looking at the perspective what's best for me, the consumer, and you guys, right? So ID4 is a good example. He does not like the way how it's made, and I say I don't care how it's made. It's a great car for a great price, and I get the service that I want. Like I don't care how this phone is made. I really don't care what the battery chemistry is or whatever, and I'm sure you don't with your phone. And yet, I love it. I'm actually just about. This is a fossil. This is a fossil too. It's a Pixel 3. I just ordered myself the Pixel 5a because they just came out with a Pixel 6, and they're all the same actually to me. I just need a better camera because when I'm at the shows, right? And the cars, there's a lot of people, like even during media days when there are less people, it's hard to get the whole car when it's rotating on this little stage. So for my crappy phone, I had to go all the way far away to just capture it and hope there are no people in front of me. But with the newer phones, the lens is much more wide angle and I can capture more, so I need that. But yeah, me and Sandy don't agree on a lot of things. That's why I have him on the show. There's no reason for me to have people on the show who agree with me 100% of the time, right? All right, there's a super chat from Tommy. Tommy, thank you so much. You said nothing in your super chat. You just threw $5 at me, and I'm okay with that. And as you know, it is going to my Chipotle meal that I'm heading to right after this. After that, I'm going to put together that Thursday video for you guys before I do something that I almost never do. This is the third time this year that I'm doing this. It's going to take the entire day. And you know what? Before I say it, why don't you guys guess and see what it is that I'm doing just only for the third time this year. But Tommy, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see. Mock E vlog couple. Okay. Oh yeah, I forget you. Okay with your name, Pat and Liv, right? Patrick and Liv. We knew you were busy. Patrick and Liv both here now. Hey guys, how are you? How are you? Great job with the Ziva's presentation. Thank you. I've actually posted now the highlights of it all over the place and post a little bit more. And I will post the full ceremony probably by the end of the day. Not like on my channel, like it will be unlisted videos, so it will have to be a link that you use from, probably I'll post the link on the community page. Let's see. Elon, ILAN, is that Elon K? Unbelievable how many electric vehicles Jimmy brought. This is what the president said. Apparently he drank and ate a wrong pill that made him hallucinate. No, he didn't. Actually, he was right on point and right on brand. And again, okay, just so you guys know, I am not a Biden or Trump supporter. I'm independent. I support neither of the extremes of either party. Much like I am with electric cars, I'm not pro Tesla. I'm not against Tesla. I'm really in the middle. So but it's on brand. Listen, different parties are funded by different types of organizations and lobbies, right? Usually, Democratic presidents are one of the big contributors are unions. And guess what? He is appeasing the unions, right? GM and everything. So he's actually taking all the right pills. He's doing what he's supposed to, as any other politician, right? So he's right on brand. The Lucky is asking me, you're going to get waxed? Only on my eyebrows. But if you meant vaxxed, like vaccinated, I already am. As a matter of fact, if you're in Los Angeles, you're not allowed anywhere without the vaccination card. Like you couldn't be at the show. Actually, maybe there's an exception there where you can take a test instead of that. But yeah, any restaurant we went to, they're like vaccination card or you leave. So Absolutely. And I, even on vaccines, I'm very my thing is very simple. With my health, I trust my doctor. Whatever my doctor says. My only question was to my doctor was like, "Did you get vaccinated? Did your family get vaccinated? If so, sure." I let my doctor run my health. They have done pretty good job in 44 years. Look, I'm healthy. Nothing's growing out of my eyes or anything like that, and I'm happy with what doctors have done for me. But I also believe it's a personal choice. So, yeah, let's see. Mike Young says, "Did BYD or Aura have a display at the LA Auto Show?" No, they did not. It's unfortunate. I understand BYD because they're not selling cars here, so there's not much of a point. But Aura, I forget. I don't even know what that is. I might have, but I might. Yeah. Here's another super chat from Sherry. Thank you so much for a $4.99 super chat, which actually completes my $10 budget. It's usually $11, whatever, for my chicken bowl and my fresca. So I appreciate it. Thoughts on a super cool truck with the solar panels? Was that from? Remind me who it was from, because I remember there were two humongous ones, and I just didn't spend as much time on them. As a matter of fact, they weren't even unveiled by the time I walked by them. Was Rivian there? Not there. Yeah, Rivian was not there. They were there 2 years ago, but not this time around. Also very disappointed. Disappointed. They won that category because it's the only van that submitted. No, no, no. There were plenty of competitions there, actually. And I know not everybody agreed on who should have participated and be on the list of the awards. And by the way, I'm talking about the Zivas Awards that I hosted, just in case if you guys just tuning in. Here's my awful pictures of that. But nevertheless, it's yeah, to me, it was like, let's just get an award show for electric cars going, and then we'll figure out all the little details and issues that we had. I know LA Auto Show was kind of really evolving that process and stuff like that. I think it came out fine. Probably can be fine tuned next year, but I'm just glad we did it. You know what I mean? I was really happy. And I was really honored to be selected to host this. I mean, this is one of the biggest things that I've done in my career. I hope you guys agree if you've been following me for a while. But let me tell you something about Rivian, and I think I mentioned it last time. You know, uh, and by the way, thank you once again, Sherry, for the super chat. But hold on a second, I just got lost here okay, yeah. So before I go any further, I just wanted to also give a quick shout out to our sponsor, which is Energy Pal. If you're shopping for your home solar system, it's the best place online to shop, review, and compare quotes. They do all the hard work for you, essentially, and all you do is to save money. You'll get the best rates, and once your installation is complete, you'll get E4 Electric Viewer exclusive $500 gift card that will come from them when you use the link in the description of this video. So check out Energy Pal. The link is right there. I have a video about them and with them, kind of shopping for both of my houses. You'll see it's really, to me, and again, it's not just because they're sponsors. They are sponsors because I like them. It's really like the only way to shop for solar, honestly. So anyway, yeah, so let's talk about Rivian. And I mean, I'm working on the video and I'm kind of contemplating if I want to do it or not. And I have reached out to Rivian, even though they've been dicks to me. Let's just be honest. Rivian's has one of the worst PR departments. You would say I would really rather have almost no PR department like Tesla than what they got going on right now. But you probably seen the TFL. It's a big truck channel that should have already tested this truck, was basically snubbed and not allowed to drive it, which is um, it's it's a shame, and it makes everybody think that they're hiding something. But then what I observed during the Holly's high voltage event last weekend, because they were Rivian customer slash media drives were right next door. And one of the YouTubers, very big YouTuber, went on the ride and realized that they're not going to let them test it for real. They're like, keep it under 30 miles an hour. He's like, what do you mean? It's an off-road truck. And so they basically pulled over and said, you can take your truck back, and we're just going to back to the event. Rivian people showed up with security for like intimidation purposes, I'm assuming, because they had nothing to do with the event that we were part of, the high voltage experience. And they started, intimidating and almost interrogating the YouTuber, and demanded that the footage would be shown, which is not something you supposed to ask journalist or any type of media person, just show us your footage. You'll see it when I aired on YouTube. And basically, but they did. They were nice. They were nicer to them than I would have been. And then once Rivian realized there was nothing wrong, because they were accusing them of going off track and doing something wrong, and they didn't. They left. But intimidating media is not okay. And I've reached out to Rivian for their comment. They don't seem to be, at least at this point, very concerned with it. It looks like that's exactly what their PR strategy is, and I think I can confirm just from my experiences that that really is. So I'm going to see if I can do a video about it. And people also go like, "Well, how is he always going after Tesla and not other brands?" Well, because other brands have not started. I mean, there was no chance for them to screw up, right? But now that Rivian and many others are public and they're making their cars, now I can be a little bit harsher on them because there's something to be harsh on. The fact that they're intimidating media and the fact that they're limiting the media that should be driving, by the way, which is not me. I cannot test drive that truck, and know what I'm doing 100%. But TFL and other channels, including the one that had an incident, they should have been already driven that truck, and they haven't, and that makes me think like, what are they hiding? It's not good. So anyway, so I'm thinking about doing that segment on that. I will already interview the TFL because they were at the LA Auto Show, and I'm going to try to interview that other YouTuber and put this together and see how Rivian responds. But I have a feeling their response is going to stay as, yeah, tough cookies, guys. We're okay with it. Yeah. Let's see. I think Cherie was clarifying something from. Okay, he says canoe. Well, now I have to go back to your original comment with the super chat, which was thoughts on the super cool truck with the canoe. Okay, yeah. My thoughts are I didn't like them in the beginning. I don't like them now. They're acting like a company that doesn't exist, even though they're public. The truck was behind this barrier where you couldn't even take videos. The staff wasn't really up for talking much or showing the truck or whatever. They couldn't wait to get away from the floor as soon as the bell rang, and they're like, "We're out of here." Listen. I root for all electric vehicles, but this is just this brand yet one of the other brands that I've seen, and I go like, these guys are not really trying hard enough to present themselves to the media, to the public. Mullen is one of the other companies that presented a beautiful crossover SUV, and the interaction with the media is also very, very limited. As a matter of fact, they won their category before the unveiling, so people voted for them without even seeing the vehicle. So that's something I think I'm going to suggest to Los Angeles Auto Show. How about like we don't include companies that have not unveiled the car yet? Though that was very interesting that they beat everybody out without even showing the car. Now, from what I understand, is they have a big following in like a music industry, so it really doesn't matter what the car looks like; they will get the votes. But it is what it is. Um, so Patrick and Lev say we talked to the canoe guy. He said he was only hired just for the LA auto shows. He said he got about 2 hours of training, and that's it. I rest my case, right? Usually, you want to have a PR representative there, especially during media days. You should mention, Patrick, that this was during media days where they're supposed to have people representing their brands and knowing what they're doing. I understand it's hard to hire staff right now, and I'm sure that person was mainly for what's happening right now, which is it's just the general public that's attending the LA Auto Show. But my impression was that they didn't even bother having somebody to talk to, me or any other media. So um, definitely, definitely not a good, not a good look. Nigel says GM screwed up. Did they? I mean, that's also on brand. You understand that GM is making zero electric cars right now. Even the Bolt production has been halted for the rest of the year. Rivian screwing up, Volkswagen screwing up, and maybe going to do it again. Well, remind me what Volkswagen is doing right now, because I maybe I'm not aware. Let's see. Let's move on. Oh yeah, Jamaz Says, do you think that Ford pulling out of the partnership with Rivian will have an effect to their mass production ambition? Also, given the fact that they are not killing it in the stock market, now killing it in the stock market. Okay, I can't comment on the stock because to me, stock market is not reality. It's a fantasy land, and what happens in fantasy land, I can't comment because it's just fantasy, right? Should Rivian be the third most valued auto manufacturer in the world right now over Volkswagen and over Ford and stuff like that? No, that's fantasy. So there's no comment. I can't comment on that. Ford pulling out of the, I believe it was Lincoln part of Ford pulling out of the partnership with Rivian. That's bad. I mean, they are investors, so they should have not only trust in Rivian, but also believe that Rivian's technology is going to help them. And the fact that they're kind of going like, man, we got it, is not that great. There are other things that are being covered by the media either, by the way. Thanks for bringing it up. But also, they had a fire at their production line, and it looks like it was one of the battery packs. I also asked them to comment on that. Haven't received an answer yet. I mean, I don't like what I mean. Rivian to me was such a sweetheart of the EV industry. And such a success story, and only recently somehow it's just stopped, and now I don't like what's happening with Rivian at all. And the fact they're now catering to Amazon more than to their actual truck customers, which I understand, but I don't like that. All right, so thoughts on Fisker? Ask Morton. I just gave my thoughts earlier. If you didn't today, I believe that. So I don't like the interior as much as the previous one that they had originally unveiled, but I love the monitor being flipped, horizontal and vertical. I think that should be a must in all cars. And I'm pretty sure they're going to go in production just because Magna is the one making the cars and not Fisker having to build their own factories and stuff like that. So. And then another one is Ray that asked the same question. Okay, so Roger says, wait, it moved right as I clicked on it. Roger said, Volkswagen are copying of Tesla. They're not. Actually, I don't really know which part they're copying. So I don't know. And by the way, copying Tesla is what everybody should be doing. In their own unique way without infringing on their IP. But that would be the right way to go. But Volkswagen is not. All right, another super chat from Gil. Thank you so much, Gil C. Again, just throws $5 bill at me and just goes, that's cool, man. But thank you, I appreciate it. I know you a longtime viewer. I think when we were doing this many years ago, you were already a participant. So I really do appreciate it. That means I can get some guac and chips with my meal, Gil. So you made my day. Let's see. Daniel Batal. Wow, this guy. You guys, if you are ever want to start a YouTube channel and understand how YouTube works and how to be successful in YouTube, this is the guy right here. So he's one of the YouTube coaches, and I've known him personally. Just an awesome guy you want to hang out with for like hours. 214 watching and only 17 likes. See, right on brand for Daniel. Yeah, Alex, what did you do to piss everybody off now? Well, I do this consistently. I talk about things that people don't want to hear about. I talked how Biden was wrong about GM. I talk about how Tesla and Rivian are screwing up. See, I'm making enemies everywhere I go. But as you know, Daniel, I don't care if there are likes or dislikes, right? Up or down, as long as there is feedback, right? So yeah, guys, but really, I mean, he's right. Well, can we get what are we at right now? It's at 94 here that I'm seeing, Daniel. So I think people are, and only one thumbs down. Now, this is where I know I'm not doing my job. If only one person thought I sucked, so let's get those going as well. But it's great to see you here. I didn't expect you here, but thanks for spending your Monday afternoon with guys talking about electric cars and in the auto show, and also this stuff that I just recently got to do. What a cool experience, guys! Like, I got to tell you, like, hosting this award show and being this huge stage in front of the media and stuff like that. That's not what I normally do. That was, and by the way, I didn't get a script until like a night before. And I was like, oh, man, and I'm practicing because, there's a teleprompter, but there's no time to practice. But I ended up going to the area earlier, and they had some time for me to practice the teleprompter, and I was able to nail most of my lines pretty well. And yeah, so I'll post the highlights, the 40 seconds of highlights. I already posted it on some of social media, and I'll post the um, entire thing when probably by the end of the day. So anyway, good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well, and happy Thanksgiving. Let's see. He added something. He added something. Yes, hit that like button, people. Make Alex feel the love, and I appreciate it. I really felt love a lot lately because as I changed my sort of format from just like kind of a news anchor to, let me just let all the jokes, dad jokes in my head out. I've been getting much less hate when I do a grumpy comment of the week, right? Kind of a mean tweet segment that I do on Sunday show. It used to be really easy in the beginning to pick someone trying to be, mean or whatever. And lately, I've been having problems. Not enough people are hating me. So we're up to 121 likes with 222 people watching. So if you guys not busy and doing anything, maybe you can click on that like button. Now I want the count to go up. Um, let's see. Let's move on. Lucky asks, "What was your favorite vehicle from the show?" Oh, huh. So I gotta say, the Mullen Five. As much as I'm not really sure if they're going the right direction with everything. Definitely one of the better looking cars. Now there were concepts right from Kia and Hyundai. They looked pretty cool. I was very surprised how nice Nissan Ariya was inside. Honestly, as a package, especially once they come up with that $40,000 version, my God, that could just be one of the best values, even maybe over ID4 out there. So now, unfortunately, they told me they delayed the deliveries by almost a year. I wasn't even aware of that until I talked to their PR guy. But I got to tell you guys, inside it's no Nissan. That quality look really good, and those buttons that are burnt into the wooden. Oh man, that's just so great. If you guys in Los Angeles, go to the Los Angeles Auto Show and check it out yourselves. So I would say those two vehicles were definitely awesome. I'm thinking, well, of course, the Barbie car. I can look at my Instagram and social media what I'm talking about, and I also featured it in the Sunday video. But the Barbie car was pretty cool. What else? I mean, there were just so many, and the ones that I've already seen. By the way, Ionic 5 didn't like it as person in person just as much as I never liked it in pictures. It's just not my thing. I just don't think it's a good looking car, but really good car in terms of what it offers in technology, right? The range, the charging, and all of that stuff. Um, and EV6 was also okay, maybe a little better looking better looking in person than on pictures, but it wasn't really. I wasn't a big fan, but I'm glad I got to see them in a person. And then what else? Solterra and BZ4X. BZ4X looks pretty cool also in person. Inside, cheap, but I don't care. Let them sell the cars and I'll be happy. All right, another super chat from Gil, this time with some words. Love that. Lots of problems for the Mach E. Phone connectivity, charging service at the dealer. Do you see this improving? Love the Mach E Model 3 owner. Um, Gil, come on. Nobody provides crappier service and treats customers worse than Tesla. So, now I have not heard that many issues with Mach E, actually. I mean, they didn't have any battery issues. They didn't have any, I don't hear any Mach E owners complain about service. Phone connectivity charging, I really don't know what you're talking about because I just never heard of this. By the way, my phone connectivity with my ID4 sucks. Now, they told me this Pixel 3 is not on the list of phones that are supposed to work with it, and I told them to go F themselves because this is still being offered on Google's website as a brand new refurbished but brand new phone. So I think that's awful. And if anything, I would go after Volkswagen for the phone connectivity stuff. But listen, there's no car out there, electric car, that was the very first or second model produced by any auto manufacturer, whether it's a startup or legacy, that just went into the world with no trouble. No, it's not going to happen. Rivian's going to have it, Lucid's going to have it, but it's. By the way, Lucid wasn't there either. I saw Lucid car drive by to the Electrify America stand to do some photo op, but for some reason they're not at the show either. Which again, not good. Lucid. Lucid's right behind Rivian on my, crap list, in terms of how they're handling their PR and how they're facing the customers, and now that they're out really guarding the sort of not letting people drive it to really get a better impression of what the car is all about. Makes me think, what are they hiding? And I don't like that. All right. Yeah, there you go. Jared says never buy a first generation. Now, when I bought the Tesla Model S in 2012, I knew that I was going to be a guinea pig. When I bought my ID4 first edition, I knew things won't be working out very smoothly. So that if you do buy first generation, then expect all the trouble. So I'm a realistic. Um, let's see. Yeah, Nigel says you get car problems with all cars, but Ford have sold so few that's not on the radar. No, Ford has sold a good number of Mach-E's at this point. So no, if there would be a problem, I think we would have heard, at least on a bigger scale. Here's a good question. William Jackson asks, what was the proportion of EVs at the auto show? Um, it's hard to tell, but I would say less than 5%, because like brands like Toyota and GM had such humongous displays, and had no pretty much electric vehicles except for BZ4X, and there was just only one for Toyota. And of course there were other brands that just don't even make them. That it was overwhelming and a lot. Yeah. So yeah, Mach E vlog, Patrick and Liv are saying we've had really great charging experiences with our Mach E, and I'm not sure of any phone connectivity problems unless they mean phone A's A key, and there is an update for that. So there you go. And I think these guys are pretty active, and it looks like they might have a vlog where other people participate. I'm not a detective, but I have a feeling. So I'm assuming this opinion, Patrick and Liv, are crowdsourced. Um, Sorry to poop on your super chat. I know you super chatted, but still, I got to keep it real. Yes. Um, and I was talking to Jill. Gil, Gil. See, my English as a second language brain goes G. Jill, Gil. I'm assuming. Let's see. Here's a comment. MF Hberg, will Lucid also use its CEO as its press officer? They should. Peter is great. Peter is great with press, and I really, really like him. It's the PR department that I've actually been on the great terms with, because they were Biden PR department, have turned even on me, unfortunately. And again, I don't take it personally, but as a journalist, I'm wondering, what are you guys hiding? Even if you're hiding it from me, the person that you never hid anything from, like, what is going on? Okay, Shy is asking, I missed that. Lucid is the next Nicola, he is asking, and I can't find it in anyway, so that's what he's asking. And no, Nicola was a bit of a fraud, right? And they didn't have, oh, here it is, and they didn't have what they said they did. Lucid has it. Lucid has the technology. It's the best out there, period. Tom Malogny just reported that they are also at the fastest at charging. So now they have the best range and best charging rate. So it's for real. So no, it's just they're hiding something. I don't like that they're doing it. I'd rather whatever it is, I'm sure will be fixed. But I don't like that um, they are hiding something. Um, Jean Paul, yes, Jean Paul is how you pronounce it. Martin, why Xpeng presented their new model across the street? I wasn't aware that Xpeng was presenting across the street, across the world. On another side of the world, they have unveiled the G9, their SUV, which is their fourth model, and I covered that in my video. But I'm not aware of them doing anything across the street, and if they did, I would be quite mad for them not telling me. Um, Papa Geo 79 says, greetings from Cyprus. How was the VinFest? Will you have a more extended review? So yes, I will talk a little bit more about them in my Thursday video. But here, I like them for many reasons. First of all, we get a new sort of uh, option as consumers, right? But secondly, they're humble. Usually, a lot of these new brands coming in and they're cocky, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in my video on Thursday. These guys are very humbled. I love it. I chatted with their CEO, which, by the way, is refreshing. She's a woman. I love that. I think more CEOs and heads of the car company should be women because, again, I don't mean to sound sexist or anything like that, but I feel like women care about things that are actually more important than how much noise it's making and how fast it goes 0 to 60. And by the way, this is not my opinion. This is just based on research, right? Women usually care about safety more, right? And longevity of the cars and stuff like that. So, and it's refreshing to see. Now, I know I've been giving Mary Barr a lot of crap, but that's just because she's a crappy CEO. But what I'm saying, generally speaking, I would love to see more women heading the auto companies. I think as long as I'm all for being qualified CEO and being the best person to lead the company. But I think that would be an awesome touch, and I'm looking forward to having her head the U.S. operations of VinFast. I met her in person. Super nice. I really loved the conversation that I had with her. Unfortunately, we already put our equipment away, so we didn't talk on camera. We'll do that next time at CES. But they first of all, they're backed by this humongous company called Vingroup, and they own like you can literally in Vietnam live in the world of Vingroup and not ever. They have their own hospitals, universities, cars. I mean, it is a humongous company, and now they're coming here. They've already established headquarters in Los Angeles, California. They are building the factory, in 2024. But the factory they already have is what's going to be building these cars. There is no trade wars with Vietnam. I'm assuming importing those cars would be much easier than importing cars from or anything from China. So I'm looking forward to it. So I was impressed, but let them do right. Let them prove to us that they are going to um, you know uh, prove it to us, right? Let's see. There's another comment that I don't think I liked from Darren. Darren says Lucid is the next Fisker. Um, I disagree. I mean, if you know the history of why Fisker went belly up and what Lucid is doing right now, Darren, you would know this is a bit of a silly statement. Okay. And maybe watch more of my channel where you will know that it is. Now, by the way, Fisker can still fail, right? I mean, they had a very difficult long road and they made a lot of enemies while doing it, right? But like I said, because it's Magna that's in charge of the production, that's what is giving me confidence that it's going to happen. Um, Here's another one. Martin says, you're right to question the smoke and mirrors as damage prevention from any negativity to protect the share price. And I will. And I'm working on a story. And like I said, I'm also being fair, even though, Rivian PR have been nothing but douchebags to me. I'm not taking it, I'm still reached out to them. I say, here's what happened. I witnessed it with my own two eyes. I want to know why you guys are intimidating the media like this. So far, I didn't get a good answer or really answer at all, but they acted like, whatever. Um, but I did reach out to them and I told them that I'll give them a few days to respond and maybe they can do a better job. Uh, okay, I'm not really sure I understand this comment. Roger says, Alex, I died today for laughing like a train. I don't know what that means, but, but please do clarify. Here's another one. 10 Elvis says Fisker is nice, but until they lower prices, like, will he like Taikana? Okay, I don't know what that means, but just so you know, the price is very low. After the tax credit, it's under $30,000 for the starting price, or it's $379 per month, and that's a flexible lease. I think there's like $3,000 down, but you can walk away at any time from that. I mean, I know you're going to lose some money, but at least you can if you want to. $379 a month is not bad, not bad at all, I think. Another super chat. First of all, I see a lot of super chats from new people who normally don't super chat, and I love that. Again, nothing, but it says Boston Dan 77. I'm assuming it's your birth year, which is my birth year, and I usually put 77 on the back of my jerseys when I play hockey and soccer. So thank you for $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. Whenever you guys super chat, you can also type stuff in. And as a matter of fact, if you have a question and you absolutely want it to be read and answered, that's how you do it. That's what super chats are really for. Um, Here's an interesting question from Boston Dan 77. If you had $80,000 sitting around for an EV, which would you buy? Ugh. Well, I mean, are we counting like $80,000 Lucid or $80,000 Porsche Taycan, which well, Taycan has been, I think they're making them, but Lucid is not going to make them until a while, from now. Um, yeah, 80. See, if you got them to 100, it would be much easier to answer because it would be the EQS, which I'm getting in a couple of days here for a week to play around with, or the e-tron GT, which I just told Audi that I kind of need to drive at some point. They've been a little douchebags as well. But anyway, I don't know what's going on. These brands, I've noticed that brands are just not as excited to interact with media, especially electric car media in the last couple of years. 80,000, 80,000. Phew. Well, you know what? I would get a Mustang Mach-E GT. Yeah, I like that car. I will replace the wheel with Volkswagen's ID4 wheel. But other than that, that's what I would get. There's your answer. Unless I'm forgetting something, but I think that's Antonio suggests that I buy Polestar 2. Polestar 2 is a great car. That's way overpriced. If it wasn't for the price, I drove it. It's great. It's powerful. It's luxury. The screen could be a little bit bigger, but still, I mean, it's a great one. Bill B suggests a BMW i4. I cannot stand that grill. I call it the monkey butt front. Oh, I can't. I just can't. So yeah, yeah. Other than that, it's a beautiful car. I think the back of that car is great, but yeah, no. But I'm sure other people, if you can live with that grill, it's gonna be a great car, but not for me. Lease or buy? Okay, so I always lease cars, right? As a matter of fact, I made quite a few videos about it. But I'm in the category of people. One, I like driving new cars because they are safer and more reliable. I have a warranty that if something goes wrong, I just drop it off at the dealership, get a loaner, and I don't worry about it. No money out of my pocket. And you get to lease them for 3 years. As soon as the warranty is expires, you're out of there, right? So I like that for that reason. Um, and it's much cheaper. I mean, first of all, you pay half of the sales tax when you lease, right? Let me know if you want me to explain that, but you pay half of the sales tax when you lease. So if you're leasing a $100,000 car, you're saving yourself like 4 grand. That's a lot for me, at least. So that's number one. Number two is it's the only time when you get to screw a bank. I'm just about to screw my bank, the GM Financial, because when I got my Volt, I don't know, let's say it was $30,000. $35,000, right? And they said the residual value at like 20 something. And that means that this is how much I'm buying it for. This is how much they think it's going to be worth in 3 years. And I have to pay off just that part, right? That's why you only pay tax on just that part. Now, three things that happen at the end of your lease, right? One, the car is worth just as much as the bank said it would be, and then it's up to you. You can buy it, you can leave it, or whatever. Number two is the car is worth more. Like all cars right now are worth more money than normally they would be because of chip shortage and all that stuff. So now my Volt is worth $2,000 or $3,000 more than I would have to pay my bank to get it. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to buy it out of the lease and sell it and make an extra $2,000 or $3,000, and my bank is not. Then the third option is that the car is worth less than the residual value. And in that case, you absolutely give it back to the bank and let them take a loss. And that's the only way you can actually screw a bank. Well, they take a loss for you for the car you used. So I always lease. Now, however, if you are driving a lot, because these leases are limited to a certain amount of miles, but I get 15,000 a year. You can still pay for extra miles if you want to go over that. But if you're driving 30, 40,000 miles a year, people do, salespeople, real estate agents, then lease is not for you. Also, if you don't care about having a warranty or the latest technology and stuff like that, then it's also not for you. You do have to have a pretty decent credit score. I think it's 640 and over to lease. uh, so those are exceptions, but for me, I pretty much lease. All right, let me catch up. Oh, wait a second, I just saw Red Wings somewhere. Gotta go back. This is okay. So, guys, I'm a huge Red Wings fan, even though I'm not. I'm not. When I came to the U.S., the Red Wings fan, the hockey team, had the Russian Five, as they called it, our best, five Soviet players, and they were wearing red uniforms and had a wing on it. So I became a huge fan. Mo Sider is our rookie that's having really a great Calder Trophy caliber season, says Las Verinas. Las Verinas. But the Red Wings still have a -3 rating. Uh, what does need? Well, I can't give hockey advice or my opinion about my hockey team, uh, in an electric car show, but I can tell you we need to fire our coach. There's my advice to the Detroit Red Wings. Okay, so let's move on to the super chat. This one comes from Roberto Lewis, and he says, "Any interest in $2, right? $2. Any interest in covering Saunders EV/EV motorcycle?" So they are at the LA Auto Show, but I didn't see their EV there. They were only their three-wheeled vehicle and a motorcycle. So I don't cover motorcycles. Um, I'm actually with Elon Musk on that. I think they are. I would never ride a motorcycle or suggest that anybody does. I mean, it's a sure way to basically die or wish you were dead in case of some accidents for no good reason, really. Just to get a thrill. I don't know. And listen, people can do whatever they want. I'm just saying I don't want to promote um, a type of transportation that is extremely, extremely dangerous. Again, this is just my opinion, and I'm just not. I'm not going to test drive them. I don't understand anything about them because I'm not into it, so it's not for me. Three-wheeled vehicles like Sono that we just talked about, Solo that we just talked about, or this one from Saunders. Like Aptera is kind of cool, right, for many different reasons, but the rest of them, I don't know. So I saw them and I didn't bother coming in. I think Electric covered them pretty well. So if you want to know about them, I would defer to those people who are doing a better job covering Saunders. Unfortunately, it's just not for me. If my heart is not into it, guys, I would be doing a disservice to you, my audience, talking about it. I hope you agree. Now, Randy disagrees with me about the lease. He says, I always own. At the end, I own it outright. You always have a payment and an argument. Well, so here's the thing. I Most people when they buy a car, brand new or whatever, they end up selling it to someone else. So your experience is exactly the same. You get the car, you drive it for a while, and then you give it to someone else, sell it to someone else. So and by the way, most people finance, so you don't really own it anyway, and you make payments. But if you're buying cars outright for cash, then every single financial advisor will tell you that you probably shouldn't be doing it in the interest of your financial stability. Um, so that's where I disagree. But again, I am a big proponent for people doing without hurting other people what they want to do. So if you want to buy it for cash upfront, then that's what you should do. All right. Well, Nate is not going to take this super chats and whatever. He is our super chat leader. I don't think there was a single time when I went live when he didn't super chat. So, Nate, I don't even know. I don't even think thank you is cutting it really at this point, but I really appreciate your support. He says late because it's Monday and I wasn't expecting you to be live today. Yes. So I should probably mention that. And I tried posting this on my homepage as soon as I knew it would be Monday. So tomorrow, and wait a second, did any of you guys guess what I'm doing? Uh, I'll give you one more chance right now. So right now, if you're listening to this, tell me what do you think I'm doing just for the third time this year, uh, and I'm taking an entire day to do it. And that's why it's happening tomorrow, and that's why I decided to go live today, Nate. You've seen me do it before. I choose Monday over Tuesday. When on Tuesday sometimes I travel or do some things that I just not able to stream. And I don't want to stream from my phone. I only want to stream from either my studio here or from my laptop when I'm in Las Vegas or on some location. I just don't want to stream from my phone. Um, let's see. Okay, some of you are guessing that I'm washing my car all day long. Okay, wow. How bad are my car washing skills, Grizzly HP2? I mean, I okay. Spending time with a new girlfriend. Wow, Philip, you're giving me way too much credit. My dating life sucks. Yeah, I just went out on a date with this girl a couple of days ago, and she was okay. She was all right. But again, pay the bill. I paid the bill because I'm a gentleman, and not even a thank you. I mean, forget about pretending like, oh, where's my wallet. I mean, I appreciate that, but not even just saying thank you, stranger who knew me for only 2 hours, for spending your hard-earned money on my consumption of drinks or food or whatever. And and this was a good date that wasn't late, that actually showed up, that looked like she did on pictures. So yeah, spending time with a new girlfriend, unfortunately, is not it. Shaving. Wow, I'm not really that hairy, guys. I mean, but okay. No. Tweeting Elon. Now that's a good guess. Oh wait, I clicked on the wrong one. Tweeting Elon, says Ron. Good guess, but no. Martin says synchronized swimming. I'm not even a good swimmer. I know I told you about like saving a child from a pool last time, but I also told you that that was more heroic of me than you think, because I'm not a very strong swimmer myself. Um, Grizzly HP2 says, come to Netherlands. Oh, I got so much criticism pronouncing it Netherlands. Netherlands, I will buy you a meal. Better be McDonald's, because the only thing that I like more than Chipotle is McDonald's, but I can't eat it here in the US because I have a gluten intolerance, and it's nothing but covered gluten with a gluten filling. So, but outside of the United States, I can have gluten because they process, pretty much everybody else processes their wheat, which is essentially gluten, differently. Most countries essentially have it as organic, right? So it's only kind of poisonous here in the US. So whenever I'm abroad, I always eat at McDonald's, and so I would love to get a McDonald's meal with you, Grizzly HP2. Oh, okay. Polishing your hockey stick, says Crystal, who has been on this show before. She's a friend of mine in Las Vegas, and she's very active in the Tesla and electric car community. Hung out with her many times. It's always a pleasure. Great guess, but you don't polish hockey sticks. As a matter of fact, you tape them, but you do it like once in a lifetime of the hockey stick. Um, there's a good one. Oh, you guys should be writing my jokes. You are way better at it than me, obviously. Andy Roberts says, writing Joe Biden's next EV speech. I would love to. I would love to do that. Gardens just super chatted, but let me get back to you after we finish this. Nigel says hockey. Well, hockey all day, but good turn. But I'm not in that great of a shape. Another great guess from 10M Elvis. Have you tried the McRib? What do you mean? Have you? How dare you? Of course, I've tried a McRib. I remember driving to Los Angeles for other reasons, but also just so I can try a McRib back in the day when they just came out and was only available in Southern California. Um, All right. Diego Garcia says, by the way, it was great to see you again, my friend, at the Holly's. You know what? If you want to jump with me again into here, I know I'm way past my time, but and tell me what you think about Rivian's BS. And I don't know if you witnessed it, but he said you'll be driving one of your many secret gas cars. I don't have any. Well, I mean, my Volt has a gas engine, which I think I've refilled only once. But anyway, I'm going to drop this, and I'm going to drop this in the chat in case if you want to watch, hang out with me just for a little bit, um, and talk about Rivian. Nigel says polishing your hockey stick is innuendo. I thought about it, and I offended that you, maybe even honored that you thought that that would take me an entire day. But no. All right. Any any other guesses? Somebody said mowing your lawn for the second time. Well, I remember that video. Yes, it referred me to my video when I reviewed the what is it? Was ego, right? Uh, um, Video where I let my grass grow like this tall and I mowed the lawn with that. Yeah, no, I have a gardener now. I'm actually have some income. So simply smart 123 checkbox. Um, let's see. Who else gluten free? Pushing hockey stick at KFC. KFC stopped selling the only gluten free thing that I could have, which was grilled chicken, and the only healthy thing. Christmas shopping. You know what? I just did Christmas shopping. All I wanted was a sweater, nice cardigan button up sweater, and I spent 2 hours in a shopping mall, the outlet mall here in Vacaville, and I found nothing. COVID vaccination. Okay, no, I've done that already, and I took my it didn't take a whole day. Traveling to Elon NC to help open Tesla road. Well, no, somehow I wasn't invited. Go figure. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm doing on Tuesday, and that's why I did it today, Monday, not Tuesday. As much as I like reading all of the comments here, uh, Nigel is saying, "So what are you doing?" Okay, Nigel, I'm telling you, I'm having a day off. Nothing. I'm doing nothing for the third day this year. I am going to my most favorite place on earth, Santa Cruz, California, the city that's designed for doing nothing, and I love it. I'm actually heading to the Bay Area to see a couple of my friends and stay overnight there. So I'm closer to Santa Cruz, and I'm going to spend an entire day for the third time this year doing absolutely nothing. Now, I probably will reply to a few emails that need to be replied to, but nothing. That was the right answer, though. Almost everything that was suggested sounds also very much fun. Nate Jones with a $10 super chat. He's upping himself for the second time today. Okay, once again, thank you, Nate. That's an entire Chipotle meal or McDonald's meal. I watched a video about the auto show. I'm looking forward to the video about it. I'm guessing you'll be editing those. Yeah, so actually, right now, as soon as I'm off, I'm done here. I will and I guess Jehu is not going to join me, but I am I'm going to have Chipotle, and then I'm going to write my script and do in front of the camera thing and send it to my editor, but I will get that video out by Thursday. There are quite a few other videos that I'm making. One is about Rivian, right? Which is not going to be a positive video, but gotta do what I gotta do. We taped two videos with Sandy Monroe, one about Rivian, one about Lucid in LA, and I'll try to publish one of them next week. And by the way, one of my editors quit, and probably knew I was actually had to let him go at some point. But so I'm trying to hire my second editor. So my first and best editor is editing both videos every week for now, and then after, so I'll film it, and then I'll take off. There you go. Martin says, "Happy Nothing Day. I want one." Well, you can have one, and I suggest you spend it in Santa Cruz, California. Um, Martin says, "Freelance not working out at all. One day impossible." Uh, well, what? No, I use. Oh, okay, so I see what you mean. No, no, freelancer.com. I'm assuming. No, I'm actually using Upwork and Fiverr. So and I like Upwork. I found my main editor, and she's freaking amazing. She doesn't know it, and I know she's not going to watch this because she is in Philippines. But I'm going to give her a raise and a bonus, Christmas bonus. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give her more in Christmas bonus that I'm going to spend on all the gifts this Christmas, including myself. She is amazing. Um, Mike says, taking your secret bolt in for battery swap. You guys, see, I need to hire some of you as my writers. That is way funnier jokes than I have usually. Melody of 1974 says, "It's great you and Sandy got to chat in person." Yeah, that was great. That was great to hang out with him. I even included some videos of us having dinner, just chilling, just walking down the street. Somebody took that video. I think it was Corey. So it was really, really, really good time. Um, Shardul is asking, "What's the Thanksgiving plan?" I don't have any. I don't have any friends here in Sacramento. This I love Sacramento as a city, but these people are not for me. That's why I have hard time dating. That's why I made no friends here. In Vegas, I partially live in Vegas since March. And by that, I mean about a week per month. And I already made tons of friends there, including Crystal, that just chatted. And in just what, total of 8, 10 weeks. So in Sacramento, I don't know. One of my neighbors invited me to her Thanksgiving meal. So I'm probably going to end up doing that. But other than that, well, I only need one really, right? And I've gone, I think, last year, so that's fine. But yeah, I have no friends here. Um, let's see. How many miles do I have on the Volt? I think about 5,000 because it's just coming up to end of the lease. So kind of right on point there. Let's see. I am freezing. You guys are saying. I see that. I am freezing. Um, it says you're freezing as the frame is frozen. I don't know what to tell you guys because my connection here is a high. Wow. You're on your own. You're on your own too. Yeah. Let me. Oh, I mean, I'm watching myself there, and it seems okay. Seems like it's better now. Yeah, guys. There's nothing I can do. This is really just the way my connection is, and it shouldn't really be that way. Um, Let me run a quick test. What do you call it? Speed test. Essentially anybody can do it. You type speed test into Google search, you pick one from Ookla, whatever, and you click on go, and let's see how good or bad it is. I don't want to share my screen right now. So my down is like 700, 800. So this is 850 really. It's humongous, but speed tests are lies, says Jared the geek. Well, actually, with the username like that, I believe you. And Nate says my mom lives in Sacramento. LOL. Okay, my internet up is 40, so I don't know what's happening, guys. Is it? Yeah, I think it's back to relatively okay. No, I froze again. All right, listen, I'm just going to continue, and I'm sure you guys are not missing much by watching me move around and having my lips move around. It's okay now, says Glizzy HP2. So I don't know what happened. I'm using this service also to do the live streaming. So I don't know what's going on. Gardens asks me a great question. Are you ever going to buy another Tesla? Greetings from Brazil. Oh, I gotta visit Brazil one of these days. One of the girls I'm seeing here in Sacramento is actually Brazilian. Um, you know, I think Tesla's is one of the best cars ever made, and definitely one of the best electric cars. With EQS and e-tron GT, maybe not the case anymore in Lucid Air, but overall, I will consider buying a Tesla as soon as they start treating their customers better. That's the only reason I left. It wasn't really the car; it's the treatment of the customers and customer service. If that comes around, which I'm sure sooner or later it will, I will definitely consider Tesla. Customer service is just very important to me. It really is. Jared says I live in Sac. Jared the geek says I live in Sac. You're welcome to come smoke cigars with me. I don't do anything that's I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm not fun. But and actually, I don't really like the cigar smell. I'm in Vegas a lot, as I said, and cigar smell, man, is just really tough on my lungs. Maybe how about hot chocolate? I'm actually meeting with one of the viewers that I met before, and we kind of became friends. I'm meeting him in the next couple of days, actually. So, yeah, maybe we should have a little E4 Electric get together here in Sacramento. That would be great. So, yeah, reach out to me at Twitter, and maybe we can organize like a local E4 Electric club. Yeah. Let's see. It's Rivian out to get you. That's right. Rivian is messing with my live stream. That makes all the sense in the world, Nigel. Absolutely. All right, let me entertain. Let me see if there are any other super chats, and I'll try to answer them. And then I don't think I can answer everything that you because I might, as you can probably tell, I'm losing my voice a little bit. And also, I need to start writing my script and do my video for the Thursday. So you guys have it on Thursday, and after that, I'm off. I go to the Bay Area and Santa Cruz. And my brain is also freezing, not just my live stream. Booby the Boomer says maybe a coffee. Yeah, well, I don't drink coffee either. I told you I'm not fun. Hot chocolate is what Um, there you go. Nigel knows me. He says, ha ha ha, just had hot chocolate. Yeah, by the way, hot chocolate in Sacramento is one of the best I had at this place called Old Soul. A lot of times I go there like for first dates and stuff like that. It's great. But other than that, it's Starbucks. Though I always ask them to make it in the old way, how they used to make it. 4 pumps of mocha, 2 pumps of caramel. That's how you make it. Um, um, Nick says, well, if the demand for Tesla is so high, why should they care much about customer service until the competition catches up? Absolutely agree. I don't blame them for treating customers like crap because people keep coming and buying their cars while they're increasing prices more and more and more, right? So no complaints. I'm just saying for me, it's a no. For now. We'll absolutely reconsider when things change. Uh Booby the Boomer says tea. Yes, I love tea as long as I have something chocolate or sweet to have with it or honey. That will absolutely be perfectly fine. All right, guys, I think I need to get going. I'm sure you have also things to do on Monday. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We actually had, I think, a record number of people watching. Look at that, 258. I almost don't want to leave. I don't want to leave, guys. But what I also probably would like to do here right now is also remind you once again about the sponsors because this live stream is sponsored by Energy Pal. If you are shopping for your home solar system, it's the best place online to shop, review, and compare quotes. They do all the and you get to save. You'll get the best rates, and once your installation is complete, you'll get, check this out, an E4 Electric viewer exclusive $500 gift card from them when you use the link in the description of this video. Check out Energy Pal. All right, I'm starting to get really good at reading teleprompters, right? So, all right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. This is like the best part of my week. Well, maybe not this week. The day off is going to be the best part. No, this is great. I really absolutely love it. So it's a pleasure. I hope you guys have a great the rest of your day. I will see you next week. I think this one is going to be on Tuesday p.m. At 1 p.m. Pacific time. But you can always check on the homepage of the channel by Sunday for sure. I always post the graphics and the announcement, and you can also set a reminder. So Nate, you will always be in the know. And once again, thank you to all of the super chatters, including Nate, who is our super chat leader. As you guys know, I do this for a living, and this is the only income I have. So I appreciate you guys supporting me in more ways than one. All right, I am looking forward to all of your comments. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.